Hello, my friends. I am back. This is Dr. Angelika Christie, your show host of the show, Your Radiant Life After 45. It's a show for women who want more from life, who are at that time where the body starts to disappoint due to hormonal changes. And very often there are new things that develop, new desires develop, or other desires that were there before are not really there anymore. And you wonder, why is this? But anyway, this show is for women over 45 for a particular reason, because I want to speak to the woman who is at that point in her life where the children are usually at an age where they don't need your full attention anymore, or they have already left the home. Because this is also for women who are in their 50s and 60s and 70s and above. And it's also a show where I discuss 3 areas of what I believe is the triad of life. The bottom one, or the foundation better, is your spirituality, knowing who you are. When I talk of a triangle, it has a bottom and then it has 2 sides, right? That come together almost like a house, right? And one side is your physical body, your health, your fitness, your physical strength, and then the other side is about your relationships. I believe that actually everything in life is some kind of relationship. And of course, the most important one is the relationship you have with yourself. And only from there, when you can fully love yourself, when you can fully embrace everything, the good, the bad, the ugly, no matter what, it is that magnificent one in the life, and one in eternity, you, that has never existed before, will never exist in the future, is here now. You are in this lifetime for a purpose, not only for a purpose that you think, oh my God, I need to find it. No, it is for you to explore that incredible gift that the universe has given us, God has given us, has given you, with all of the particular and specific abilities that only you have, with all of the nuances of special ways to express that only you can. There is nobody that can express herself the way you can. All right. And for us, I believe it is the whole life is like a journey, but also a discovery. We are on an exploration about what it means to be a human, what it means to have been maybe born into a certain community, in a certain country, into a certain religion, into a certain part of the world where the political situation is in a certain way. What I want to say here is that nothing is by chance. Okay, so this was a much longer introduction than I usually do. But I am not really all that focused yet, because I got my the show started late, almost 15 minutes late, because I just came from my 3.5-week trip all through Europe, many different countries through Europe, and never been at a place more than maximum 4 days. So it was a lot of moving around, and also different time zones. And I feel a little bit wonky, maybe, but I believe that because I experienced so much, I am so full of all the images, of all the what I experienced and what I felt and what I heard, what I saw, what I was involved in, new things, familiar things that triggered memories from my past, because one of the countries in Europe that I visited, the second last, was Germany, and I stayed in Germany longer than in any other country for 4 days or almost 5. The 5th one I was leaving again, because I have so much family in Germany. So much, not so much anymore, because I'm at a certain age and I still have 2 brothers there, and I of course visited with both of them and their families, and I still have the oldest, which is really the youngest brother of my father, who is now the oldest male von Canal of my father's line, or the von Canal line in the family. So it is amazing, and his wife is still, they're still together, Rosie and Helmut von Canal. It was such a joy to visit with them. They're in their, she's not 90 yet, probably 85, but he is 90 years old and full of pep, full of spirit. We had such an incredible time, and it reminded me again, and we often need to be reminded how important family is. Now, when we live with family, like so many of us live, then it becomes kind of normal, and maybe we forget how precious, how special, and what a gift it is to have family, especially when you don't, have really very strong, you can have disagreements, but when you fight or when you are at war with one of your close family members, that's so sad, and maybe I'm lucky that I don't have that, but then I'm also a peacemaker. Some people are difficult to be around because they are constantly in the negative, and others are a joy to be around because you feel energized, you feel filled after you spend time with them. But this has really nothing to do with you, but it is, everybody has their personality. And yet I know how challenging, I would say, it is, how sad it is when you have a family member who is negative or is totally, sees the world totally different from how you see it. And yet, this too is an invitation to just maybe listen and take all memories of how you judge that person, how you already have your opinions made up about this person. Throw it all out and just experience and that person as if you meet him or her for the first time. Throw the history out. Yes, because this is something that we often need to do. And I know it has nothing to do with the title of this this episode. And it's a little bit disjointed because I needed to give it a title, and I just come from different time zones. And I should be really, really very, very tired. Didn't really skip the whole night of sleep. And I got a cold the last couple of days. And so I didn't sleep. The few hours that I got sleep, I didn't sleep well. And yet there is an energy within me that supersedes all of that, because I am filled with these incredible experiences that I had, and the knowing and recognizing the gift of being able to do that, being able to travel to all of these beautiful places and stay in beautiful hotels and travel comfortably, not being, locked in a tight squeeze in in the plane, but with more space around you. This all comes with age, you know, and you earn this, that you, you know, put your resources where it gives you the most joy and also the best comfort. Yes? Okay. So I wanted to talk also about different time zones. And different time zones is something that's always fascinated me, because, you know, there is always a certain time. It's always 5 o'clock in the afternoon somewhere in the world, right? And so it's morning everywhere. And at some places it's a day ahead of us, or a day later, and it has all of these incredible variations. And I became aware of it again, how beautiful the Earth looks, while I was flying over from London to Miami. And I was fortunate enough to fly business class, and you have this beautiful monitor, and you can choose to watch videos or movies or the news or whatever. But there's also something that is the flight map, which means it shows you the terrain of the flight, and it shows you the course which the plane is going. It shows you the speed at which it's flying. It shows you the height, you know. So we went up to 568 miles an hour speed and 38,000 feet high, and you feel that you already see a little bit of the curvature of the Earth. But then, of course, in that 3D model, the Earth kind of rolls in front of you, and this is, of course, the model, and it's fascinating. You see all of the places of the Earth appearing and disappearing, and the light appearing and disappearing. It's magical. And I just wanted to share this with you. If you have the opportunity to travel, really enjoy every part of it. So many people say, oh my God, you know, oh, I have to fly, I have to sit in a plane for 8 hours, or, well, you know, 8 and up to 9 hours, that's what it takes to fly to Europe from, you know, from where I live, from the United States. And I haven't even experienced flying for 16 or more than 20 hours, you know, like going to Australia, or, you know, or really to the other side of the globe. But, you know, whatever it is, it's really up to you how you want to experience it. And something that I'm learning more and more lately is that everything, even the uncomfortable thing, and we had things, you know, like our long flight, 9 hours flight, when we arrived in Miami, it still took us 2.5 hours just to get through immigration. And then we needed to take a taxi to another city, another 45 minutes. So these things are not pleasant, but if you use that time not to complain, but to have a great conversation going, maybe with some people around you, or the partner that may be traveling with you, there are hundreds of possibilities to make something good out of a time where actually you could get really frustrated and say, no, is that even possible? How can I stand and walk like one little step at a time forward, like a snake or snail, to get from one row the next row. through immigration, because there are thousands of people. There are dozens of planes that land at a certain time. And I think Miami is such a super hub that it's stressful to go through there. And yet stress is really something that is so often misunderstood. What is stress? Stress is something that the body needs, thrives on, because without stress, we don't even have muscle growth. You need to stress your muscle in order for it to get stronger. So stress is not always bad, right? But that stress that is negativity and being annoyed and, just being without any patience, and your internal dialogues are just complaining, on you're frowning, and you just have a miserable time and make everybody around you miserable. That is not necessary. That is not called for at all. And it is easy to let that go. It's a discipline, of course, and whatever is new, but if you let go of your negativity, you need to fill that space with something positive. Otherwise, negativity will creep right back in. We cannot have empty space, right? So when you feel these things, that circumstance creates a situation where you feel really frustrated and have every reason to be upset because certain things maybe shouldn't have happened, and there are all kinds of reasons. And just remember, whatever happens, you may not be able to change, but what you can change is your attitude towards it. It's all about what kind of thoughts do you have? What if you change your thoughts about it? Sometimes people say, well, that's a little bit far-fetched. If something really bothers me and it makes me negative, and I have a reason to be negative and complain and all of this, if I turn that into something positive, that's not really how I feel. Yeah, but you see, it's not that at all. You change how you feel when you change your thought about it, when you change the meaning of something. You can change the meaning of anything. And this is why we have polarities in the world anyway, because so many things mean different things to different people, and even to us. And sometimes even something that had a particular meaning can all of a sudden, the same happening can trigger a different meaning. Nothing is set in stone. It's all like a dance of possibilities, and all these billions and billions of how would I describe that? I almost see them like little light figures, and they all have a particular frequency, and they all have a content that is attracted to that frequency. And so that creates the mixture of what it is. But all of that comes not so much from the outside, but from how we think about it. The meaning that we give something colors it and puts the fragrance into it, the taste into it, the how we see it, what kind of emotions it triggers. And if we don't like it, sometimes we have to start by just laughing and saying, here we go again. It triggered negativity. Because don't beat yourself up. To be negative is the easiest thing. And I believe there is not one human being that hasn't experienced negativity, or it's easier to be negative than positive for the majority of people, because we can always find something wrong, even though there is always something right. But if you don't look for it, it may not become, you may not be aware of it, you know? So I know this has not been one of my usual episodes, and I came in late, but I have given you half an hour now. That is usually the recorded time span. And I wanted to tell you that I love you so much. I appreciate you maybe turning me off or laughing about me or thinking I'm totally off the rocker or silly or what am I really talking about or wasting your time. It's okay. It's totally okay. I'm aware of that. I stormed into this year just coming from the airport without having any real concept, not even knowing if I could do the show. And here it is. It is exactly the way it happened. This afternoon, Saturday, the 27th at 3 o'clock Eastern time. Came in late, 15 minutes late. Okay, so next Saturday, it will be much clearer again. I will stick to the title that I give the episode, and will straighten it up and will not disappoint you. Okay, but I hope you have some sense of humor and just either laugh with me or think I am, you know, not worth it anymore. But we always have to prove ourselves. I have to prove myself to myself as well. So I know that this was not my best episode today. And I'm human. Anyway, I really enjoyed it anyway. And I hope that you will not stop coming or listening to me, but will keep on coming. And so I see you again next Saturday. Yes, yes. Bye-bye for now.